Before this video gets started, I just wanted to say thank you to all channel members for supporting the channel. It truly means a lot. If you want to become a channel member, hit the link down in the description. Now, let's get on with today's video. Hey, what's going on, guys? Pineapple Swayer. Today I'm bringing you guys a Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League video, and today we're going to be talking about why did WB and Rocksteady sort of abandon Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League. I get this question like all the time because it really is an interesting question when you look at it, because Rocksteady planned for about 3 years of content, and you can find it through data mining and various leaks and through the files that Rocksteady was sort of in this for the long haul, and that they wanted to release 3 years of solid content for this game. But with that being said, they obviously didn't release 3 years of content, and I get people asking me like all the time, like, why did they abandon this game? Why is this game no longer getting content updates? What happened? Well, it's a mixture of two things. I would say one, unrealistic expectations, which I talk about all the time when I answer questions like these, and that WB sort of just pulled the plug on Rocksteady way too early. WB for some reason expected this live service game to be a $1 billion industry, and that's not a lie. That's not just a random number that I threw that out there. You could find this online through various articles and throughout the game's production. WB thought this game would be a big success for them, which I think if they would have went in some other directions, maybe it could have been. We really don't know. If things were different, maybe I would be uploading videos for the game's year 2 cycle. I really don't know. It's just, I think the time of this game's release and knowing who made it, it's just not what people wanted or expected, a decade later from one of the greatest gaming trilogies of all time. And I've even talked about how it seems like, just from what I've seen through various leaks and stuff, not only did they expect this game to be a $1 billion game, they expected it to be a trilogy. As I mentioned in like a while back, a Suicide Squad Kill series, much like the Arkham series. And now it's like we're back to square one. We're going back to basics. We're going back to Arkham. They're going to be making a entirely new Arkham series. Whether or not it'll be connected to this or it'll be something else entirely, we really don't know yet. But to sort of answer the question, why did this game get abandoned? Why did they work on all of this content just for it to suddenly stop out of the blue? And it's the thing that not many people know, as I've talked about in videos before, when I was talking about why I had a feeling that the ending of Suicide Squad was just going to be horrible. It's because, like what I said, WB pulled the plug on them way too early. This game launched in February, and WB pulled the plug on the entire production of the game in early March. So basically everything that was finished was put into the game. There's no doubt in my mind that if WB didn't pull the plug on Rocksteady early on, they would have kept on making content for this game. But like what I said, these aren't really the games that we've been asking for, or really the games that we've wanted. I find this game to be a lot of fun, and I definitely enjoy it. Yeah, crazy. You can scold me in the comment sections. This game has some value to it, and it can be a lot of fun, but after a while, it does get pretty repetitive and boring. But, from my perspective, I create content for the game, so I don't really think anything of it. But from, your average fan, it's definitely a step backwards in from what we've known. And it could be a big reason to why I think it's just what am I trying to say here? I think a big reason to why not a lot of people like this game, and with it being live service and just the always online requirement, just stuff that just doesn't really make sense. And back to what I said, WB pulled the plug on this game way too early, and I think it's because the numbers for this game when it first came out just weren't really great. And I even made the argument that this game should have been free to play. With the way it was sort of structured and built, free to play just made sense, because in no capacity should, and I only buy skins because I create content for the game, so it's justifiable for me. But you spend $70 to buy the base game, and then if you're one of the few people that bought the deluxe edition, you spend $100. Then if you want to have more outfits, acquire more outfits, it costs $20 for an outfit. It's $10 for, like, I think the standard outfit, $15 for, like, what is it? You get some two extra skins, and then $20 you get like six variants or whatnot, and some, whatever. But I like to think back, like, remember when they would release like a skin pack, the Arkham City skin pack, in particular, that I think literally costed $1.99, maybe $2.99. I can't really remember. Or even Arkham Knight, you could buy this thing called a season pass, and you would get all of the skins for free. And there's over like hundreds of skins in Arkham Knight. Like, I don't even think that's an exaggeration. I think there's around 50 skins in Arkham Knight. And if we use the good old live service, calculator, and the Suicide Squad system, that will run you about, what, 50 times 20. I can't math right now, but like, what is that? $1,000, if you bought all of the skins, if we were using, like, the modern system. So I think it's just people just didn't really, obviously people didn't like the live service, people didn't like the monetization system they had, even though I think Rocksteady did a few things right. They also did a lot of things wrong, but it's just a matter of, back to what I was talking about, this game simply got abandoned because WB pulled the plug on it way too early. And I would just say a lot of executive decisions sort of led to this game getting cut short. Although, in all honesty, I would have loved to see this game, be a success. I think it was for its best interest that Rocksteady could just move on from the project, since Rocksteady just weren't fans when they were working on this project, and that's, clear as day. And, I'll be talking about that in my future video during this game's development history. But it also goes back to another point of, I see a lot of people online saying, why aren't they giving us other games? Why aren't they giving us other things? Well, they have. It's just they're not successful, which is why we keep going back to Batman, which is why we keep going back to basics, is because we've had Gotham Knights, which Gotham Knights in its own right is, however you feel about it, you either love it or hate it. And then Suicide Squad, you either love it or hate it. But these two games have something in common, and that they didn't make money. They didn't make an appealing amount of money to WB, especially when WB expected it to. I don't know what their expectations were for Gotham Knights. I would assume it was very small, since the game's sales reports still haven't released. But Rocksteady, they expected it to be a big game, a $1 billion game, and you can find that online. So, then it opens up the questions to see, like, why Wonder Woman got delayed, why these different games got delayed, is because for some reason in the DC gaming universe and just the DC gaming world, the only thing that has worked and been successful, that has made them money, is Batman. So, there's a reason to why we keep getting these things. There's a reason why WB is pulling the plug on projects super, super early, is because for some reason, in their eyes, the only thing that works is Batman, even though we all know that's not true. If they would have made this game not live service and would have added some better support to it, and if Rocksteady didn't go through all the stuff they went through, we could have gotten a much better game. And same thing with Gotham Knights. It's just a weird situation. Anyways, though, let me know what you guys think. But just some sense from me. Anyways, though, it's Pineapple Sway. Peace out.